Hello, I'm Judas Alexander Medina, and today we'll be bringing you some breaking news. To start off, we're going to talk about Los Santos has been experiencing a couple earthquakes here, and our on site reporter decided to go out into the city and interview some of the people of Los Santos about the earthquakes.
I remember I was at Mosley's and I was getting I think I was getting one of my cars worked on, and an earthquake happened. It got really red outside. It was really, really odd. I'm not too sure why it happened, but I think that we were hit with an asteroid, and that's why it happened.
Yeah, I experienced some earthquakes here before. I remember two of them mostly. One of them better than the other. The first one I don't really remember too well. I was possibly at a mechanic shop somewhere, possibly Big Tuna, I think. The whole ground shook. It was kind of spooky, but not unexpected in this state, considering this state is this state. But the second time, that one felt different. I was on duty working for BCSO at the time. I can't and won't go into too much details about what I was doing, but let's say we had a briefing at the MRPD when the entire place started shaking again. I mean, I was on the ground in the garage, so it was extra bad for me down there. And before I knew it, I heard crack of lightning and thunder too. So once the ground stopped shaking and we made sure everyone there was okay, I went outside and it was like biblical rain, flooding the likes of which I've not seen in Los Santos or this state before. There was literal like rivers running down the road and piling up into MRPD at one stage. Um, it was honestly terrifying. I didn't know at first what caused it, but as I started driving back to BCSO HQ, which is up in Blaine County, I kind of got a suspicion because as I left the city, which in itself had this almost fiery orange sky going on, like something had just, exploded. As I got up into the county, the sky turned to green, a really sickly, death sort of green. And there was lightning too, like green bolts of lightning. It genuinely looked like something out of a nightmare. And that's when I thought, if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, I'd say the government's tested some nuclear weapon or nuclear device underground somewhere.
Hello, everybody. Um, been asked to speak a few words upon the earthquakes that we've all experienced lately, and I've kind of came to a few conclusions on it, and I'd just like to share it with you. First of all, San Andreas sits on multiple fault lines, so the scientific explanation could simply fall behind that. Maybe it's just something natural that we've experienced for a long time. However, I do believe there may be a bigger issue or concern at large, which is not completely unfolded at the moment. So, to bring this to your attention, there is alien remains that were underneath the ocean floor found just north of Polito Bay. Now, currently, I'm not sure if this is something to do to hide it, cover it up. However, the new addition to Roxwood, due to that addition, it has actually built on top of where these remains once were. So currently it is unsure as if these A are just simple remains and the current conditions of the earthquakes are from fault lines or if it's potentially something bigger and maybe aliens. Aliens might be the answer. That's all I have. Thank you, folks.
And there we have it. We have the people of Los Santos have spoken on what they believe the earthquake was caused by. I personally was also affected by one of these earthquakes, and I have a personal theory of what happened, and it's simple: aliens. That's all I'm going to say. And we're going to go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Elite City news. Welcome back to Elite City News. Before we go into our last story of the night, here is Hemihara with the weather.
Well, thanks, Judas. It's all the back to you.
Thank you, Hemi, for the weather. Now, into our next story, we have Chief of EMS with a message he would like to give to the people. Here it is.
To the citizens of the city, my name is Josh Hunt. I'm Echo 01 with the EMS department. I just wanted to reach out to you and put a face on me if you haven't met me. Also, if you have met me, you've probably seen me in some of the worst times of your life. Here lately, I've been, doing some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. Some of this, medical billing that we've been doing, I've been taking it instead of putting it into the EMS department. I am putting it into my personal wallet. Not by chance, not on purpose, but I do want to take accountability for the actions that I've done. There's been several of you that have come up and that have said some stuff to me, or excuse me, not some stuff to me, but you guys have, made it known that I need to come out for my own doings, which is 100% the truth. Which I did do that, and I personally want to apologize to each and every one of you that have been affected by the actions that I've done, and it will not happen again. I hope to continue running this EMS department with full integrity, with the honor that we have as soon as I've joined this EMS department, and it will not happen again under my reign, nor will it happen with myself either. And again, I do apologize. It was 100% my fault. And if any of you guys that have not contacted me that have been affected by what I've done and you need reimbursed, please let me know, and I'd be more than glad to reimburse you or whatever else that I can do to make this situation right.
And that's everything for today here at Elite City News. If you guys have any information, any pointers, or anything, feel free to get in contact with Elite City News, and we will grab that information and do our own research. Until next time, we'll see you later.